Welcome to the Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week. It's a special Friday night edition. We're live from the Southern Lakes Conference down at Waterford Union High School as Waterford takes on Lake Geneva Badger in the conference opener. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike McGivern with Sports Radio 1250 WSSP, and this is the Sports Radio 1250 pregame show. I'm joined by the two head coaches, Adam Bakken from Waterford, Matt Hensler from Lake Geneva Badger. Matt, let's start with you. You know what? Conference openers are always something special. You guys have started out 0-2 against some really good competition, a much improved West Allis Hale team and an always tough McGuanago team. How are you feeling about this group?
Well, we're growing up, and we have to. It's a little interesting to have Waterford right away, a big conference rival, but we're going to kind of lean on our experience in our non-conference games and lean on that type of competition, and hopefully because of that we're ready.
You bet. Adam, same question. You guys 1-1, beat a really good Pewaukee team, stumbled a little bit 7-6 against an improving Racine Case team, and now you get here, and as Coach said, big rivalry game to start the season. Right. How you guys feeling?
Good. The previous 3 years that we've had, with Badger, we were fortunate enough to win the first two. They took it to us last year. But with our opening games, winning by a point, being fortunate enough to win, and then being unfortunate enough to lose by a point, I think that could come in and help us in this game because these are usually real tight games, from start to finish. So hopefully those non-conference games got us ready to go here week one.
Bet, Coach, second question real quick, young team for you. It's maybe 3 seniors on offense, 2 on defense, something like that. Young team. I think as the year gets better, these kids start getting some confidence. The game slows down for them.
Yeah, I think so, and that's what we're banking on. A lot of these kids that are playing have not seen a lot of Friday nights. They haven't seen a lot of football plays. They just don't have the experience. But we talked about it quite a bit over the last 2 weeks. Once you hit conference, you can't fall back on that excuse. Waterford's they're not gonna feel sorry for us. So we need to be ready to play, and we can't play that. We can't play that card anymore. We're too young to compete.
Coach, same question.
Yep.
And again, with Waterford, guys have some seniors, but not a ton.
No.
And wondering the youth, these kids starting to grow up a little bit.
Well, I think we're in very similar situations. We have a good mix of we're starting 3 sophomores tonight. A handful of juniors and a handful of seniors. And we even have 2 freshmen up on the roster tonight. So it's a good blend for us. Sure. We do have, I think a little bit more experience coming back than Badger did last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But our offense is brand new. It's a brand new offensive line. It's essentially a new backfield. We got new receivers. So that's why I think our struggles have, been on offense so far. And hopefully with more game experience, kind of like Coach Hensler was talking about, we'll be able to put some points on the board.
Boys, I'm going to cut you guys loose. When you get to a break, other side of the break, Terry Kelly, John Weiser for the keys of the game. This is Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week. It's a special Friday night edition only on My 24.
Welcome back to Waterford High School, a Southern Lakes Conference showdown here tonight in the conference opener as the 2 powers expected a challenge for the top of the league square off on a special edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Hello again, everyone, with Terry Kelly, John Weiser back with you as we get set to enjoy a big battle here tonight between these 2 teams. The last 3 years, these teams have either won or shared the conference title, expected to be no different this year.
Right, and even though both teams would desperately need a win, we've got 1-0-2, 1-1-2. They've got to start winning conference games. That determines where you go at the end of the year.
Let's start with the homestanding Waterford Wolverines. They had Jacob Bauer a year ago, rushed for over 1,100 yards, so they've got to find some offense. Who are they turning to for that?
Well, the 2 players are two-way players for them also. Trace Hunsaker hasn't been out the past 2 years, come back leading rusher, leading pass receiver. Max Fisher has scored all 3 of their touchdowns so far this season.
Should be a great matchup there. I know Adam Bakken, their head coach, expecting big numbers out of both of those players. On the other side for Lake Geneva Badger, Andrew Allen last year was their all-everything back. 1,200 yards was their leader in rushing and touchdowns scored. Where are they going to find their offense?
Well, up the middle is where they need it, and what they've done is they put the Steiner brothers together. You've got Trevor Steiner at center, and you've got his brother Tristan Steiner at the fullback position, and to make that option offense go, they've got to get that surge right up the middle.
Where are they going defensively for Badger?
Well, defensively for Badger, you've got Ruben Garcia and Nick Halpin, two gentlemen that are the defensive ends, created a lot of havoc in the first couple of games.
That leads us now to our keys to the ball game tonight.
Well, for Waterford, very much they've got to cut down on the penalties. It really stifled their offense last week. No turnovers. The pick six cost them the game with Racine Case. And they're going to try to have their receivers take advantage of Lake Geneva Badgers' man-to-man defense. They think their tall receivers can provide some problems for them.
Now, weather could be an issue here tonight. How does that favor one or the other?
Well, Badger, the keys to their game are they've got to make their run go. They're a run-predicated offense. Past couple of games, they've only been getting a little over 150 yards. They haven't passed for over 40 yards in any game. So they've got to have sustained drives. The inside veer has to go, and they've got to be assignment salad. They are so young on both lines, it's created some problems for them. Coach Hensler thinks as these boys grow up, get more experience, they're going to fall into place.
What will the conditions favor here tonight, do you think?
Well, if you can control the ball running, you've got a great chance.
Should be a great matchup here tonight. A great atmosphere for a football game. Waterford, Lake Geneva Badger will have the kickoff for you coming back right after this. Back with you live at Waterford High School, Waterford, Wisconsin. The Wolverines and Badgers from Lake Geneva, a Southern Lakes kickoff to the conference season this year. We're going to pause now, enjoy our national anthem under the Waterford Union High School Wolverine Marching Band under the direction of Mike Nelson performing our national anthem. Wolverine Marching Band with our national anthem here tonight. A rainy night here in Waterford could play a part in our ball game tonight.
Well, the ball control is going to be key, and Lake Geneva Badger, their whole offense is predicated on the run. They'd like to go with that, whereas Waterford was really looking to get the mixture of pass to run this game.
Again, these two teams expected to challenge for the top part of the Southern Lakes Conference. They have won or shared the last three conference titles, so they know each other very well. This has turned into quite a rivalry between these two schools.
And both of these teams have been making deep runs into the playoffs. Last year, Waterford went down in the third round to Waukesha West in a very tight game. Lake Geneva Badger lost to Marquette in a second round game.
It's our game ball presentation tonight, the U.S. Marine Color Guard, U.S. Marine game ball presentation to our officiating crew, headed up by Mike Arndt tonight and his team of officials. Mike Arndt, our referee. Brian Tim is our head linesman. Ron Stern, the umpire. Pat Gonnering is the line judge, and Tom Plattner, the back judge here tonight. And we checked. None of them have ever thrown either one of us out of a game yet.
And that's a rarity for me. That's why Basham sent me up into the press box as D coordinator. We saved a lot of 15-yard penalties that way.
Waterford at 1-1. They defeated Pewaukee week one, a good Pewaukee team, 14-13. Lost last week in Racine against an upward-moving Case team who's off to a 2-0 start. Meanwhile, for Badger, they fell at West Allis Hale 17-7 and lost at Mukwonago last week 32-13.
Well, with Mukwonago, they definitely took a step up in a caliber of competition. Also a special night for Matt Hensler as they dedicated the stadium in honor of his dad, longtime coach at Mukwonago.
Tony Ray will kick it off for Waterford in green tonight. And the left footer belts this one off the ground, picked up by the short man. And the run up across the 30 out to about the 35-yard line. On that return, the run back and the tackle made by Nolan Weber. The run back, Tyler Vandevelde. So Badger will get things started here first on offense. It is Isaac Zervogel, the 6-foot junior, at quarterback. Full house backfield of Patrick Quinn, a junior, 5'11". Tristan Steiner, the fullback. He'll get the lion's share of the carry here tonight. And Christian Martinez will also play a role in that tailback spot. They send a man in motion to the near side. They'll give it to the fullback. Dive up the middle. This is Steiner. And Steiner stopped for a short gain. Luke Engel, the defensive end on that near side, able to make that stop for the Wolverines.
In order for this option offense to go, they've got to make that inside veer their key play. Otherwise, they're not going to bother to honor what's going on there, and you're not very going to get that ball out on the quarterback or to the pitch man.
Gain of 4, second down 6. Ball at the 39-yard line of Badger. Zervogel will send Quinn out to wing left side. And then give it to Steiner again. He'll take it across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. Ben Chart. We featured him in our pregame tonight, making the stop. Chart, a 6'2" senior, 9 tackles last week against the Eagles of Case.
They regarded him, Adam Bakken is the D coordinator for the Wolverines as well as the head coach, and he looked at Chart's effort last week as being an outstanding one.
Well, this is the money down here for Badger. 3rd and 3 from their own 43-yard line. They'll toss it to 24, going around the right side. And stop for no gain. Vandervelde on the carry. Ben Chart there on the stop, short of the first down. Back to the line of scrimmage. Chart did a nice job there stringing that one down the line as we take another look.
Yeah, good speed. You can see that he was able to pursue that from inside, get his tackle, force the punt.
So the Badgers will punt this one away on their first possession. Zervogel, the quarterback, does the punting. This one will bounce at the 25 and roll dead just inside the 20-yard line. 33-yard punt, and the Wolverines will get their first possession here tonight. In this season, first downs have a special meaning for each first down made this season. Durzon and Menard will be making a donation to each of our Thursday Night Light participants. Wolverines on offense for the first time tonight from their own 24. Dylan Malecki at quarterback. And this will be Fisher, Max Fisher on the carry, out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. Riley Gentili there on the stop for the Badgers.
When we talked to Coach Hensler earlier in the week, he said Max Fisher was the person they had to watch out for on both offense and defense for Waterford. All-conference player last year as a junior.
Call it a gain of 6, second down 4. They'll go double slot here to the near side. And they'll stack him up at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. On the carry that time. Anthony Miller, a sophomore, 5'11", on the carry. Brought down on that defensive front for the Badgers. Sets up 3rd and short now for the Wolverines. 3rd will call it a yard from their own 28-yard line. Malecki. It'll actually be Fisher on the direct snap. He'll take it across the line to gain across the 30 out to about the 32-yard line. Pick up a 4 and a first down. Zane Zachary there on the tackle.
A couple of folks watching the game are probably thinking they were having a flashback to an earlier era. This is, the old single wing offense right now that they're running, but they're going to have a lot of variations coming off that formation.
We'll see a lot of that direct snap. Bauer last year was the man who was taking those direct snaps. This year it's going to be Fisher. Malecki bobbled the snap, gave it to Fisher, took it across the line, out to the 35-yard line. Short gain. Again, Zachary there for the Badgers. One more look.
Zane Zachary is a fella coming back, having been out the first 2 games. 200-meter dash champion out of the Southern Lakes Conference last year. He was hurt. They need him both offensively and defensively.
2nd down, 8, ball at the 35-yard line. And Miller, that's about it. Very short gain. Nick Kretsch, one of only 2 seniors on that defensive unit for the Badgers, the middle linebacker there to bring Miller down.
Lake Geneva lost 20 of their 22 starters from last year's game with Waterford, so they really need the leadership of a guy like Nick Kretsch.
3 receivers here to the near side on 3rd down. Malecki wants to throw for the first time. Pressure on, able to step away. Malecki on the carry and runs right into the heart of that defense. Finally wrapping him up. Nick Halpin, the defensive end, stayed home right there. Halpin with the tackle, sets up 4th and long here for the Wolverines, and they will be forced to punt.
Halpin's also another one of those 2-way players playing for Lake Geneva.
Ray will punt this one. Patrick Quinn standing inside his own 30-yard line. Good snap. Good boot here. And we'll take across the 35. Stumbles a bit. And gets to the 30-yard line. Dylan Ross and Sam Agan both there on special teams for the Wolverines to bring him down. 6:48 to go here, no score, first quarter. Waterford hosting Lake Geneva Badger tonight. And again, a reminder that Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the Thursday Night Lights links. You can also find complete game videos and photos from all of our games all season long. Second possession for the Badgers at their own 30-yard line. This time I formation. They give it to fake to Steiner, and the quarterback Zervogel on the keep, still on his feet across midfield and into Wolverine territory. Knocked down inside the 45-yard line. Max Fisher, the outside linebacker, finally able to bring him down.
Little different look that time. Badger ran out of the I formation. Fullback's obviously in the same spot. But now the quarterback's able to ride that up in there. He's got his pitch man to his outside. He did his read, saw he had the hole, cut it up, got the nice gain.
A 7-yard pickup to the Wolverine 44. 1st and 10 for the Badgers. Again, they'll work the eye. Again, they'll fake to Steiner. The pitch back to Martinez. Martinez cuts it back up the middle. Good cut that time at the hash. Back inside for Martinez on a nice game. Hunsaker finally able to bring him down. Trace Hunsaker's. We go downstairs. Our first Menard sideline report of the ball game, and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, listen to the offensive line coach here at Waterford. He wants to know where they're lining up, wants to know how that linebacker got through on that last play. They're talking about making sure we chip and then get to the second level.
Good observations down there. And our sideline reports brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. 2nd down, 3. And they'll try and pitch, and Zervogel could not get the pitch away as he wanted to break it outside, and it was Luke Engel knifing his way through for a loss back near the 39-yard line as we take one more look.
Yeah, Luke Engel was one of those players Coach Bakken signaled out as having done a fine job against Racine Case. And that time stayed with his read, watched the quarterback, wrapped him up.
And given the conditions tonight, great job by Zervogel just to hang on to that football. Loss of 3, 3rd and 6. Zervogel going to change the play. Martinez lined up in a wing. He'll go in motion. They'll give it to Steiner, and Steiner met in the hole. Maybe a yard. That's about it. Nick Salazar was there on the stop for the Wolverines.
Coach Bakken, has said he believes this year, at least to begin with, that the give is predetermined for this offense for Badger rather than the quarterback reading it until that quarterback gets a little bit more experience.
4th and 4 from the Wolverine 37-yard line. And Zervogel, you have to honor him. He's also the quarterback back there, and he's going to try and drop this one. An end-over-end kick inside the 20. It will bounce and angle out of bounds short of the 15-yard line. We'll mark it out at the 13. The 24-yard punt, and that will lead us to a timeout. A scoreless first quarter from Waterford, a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24.
Hey Waterford, say hi to Brian. He's your guest announcer right now.
Once again, a great crowd on hand for Waterford football here tonight. This community really turns out, supports its program. And Wally's in great form. He's in good form tonight. Wally the Wolverine.
Ah, yes, our salute to the mascots.
Spot the football just across the 15-yard line. Second possession tonight for Waterford. And they'll try and dive over right tackle.
They're looking to get that surge off that line. Justin Grest starts as a senior, 51. Coach Bakken said this is indeed one of their strongest players, and so he kind of leads that group. You've got actually 3 seniors up there in the front for Waterford.
Short gain of about 3 sets up a second down 7. Try and go up the middle again, and Miller wrestled down and slammed to the mat there by Cole Mickret, a junior. Mickret, 6'2", part of that young and growing defensive front for the Badgers.
Right. Waterford tried to get a little quick trap right up the middle, but Mickret was right there, rode that thing, drove him into the ground.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 23-yard line. Licky wants to throw, going far side, overshoots the target, and 2 receivers out there as well. McCormick was the deeper of the 2 receivers, the junior Johnny McCormick. They're faster players on this Wolverine team, and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, they were looking to try to isolate their receivers, who they think are good skill people, against Badgers man-to-man coverage.
Lucky, the quarterback, doing the punting here. It's off a nice punt, end over end. Quinn will take at his own 40. Stumbles and falls at the 44. We said it's been raining since about 6 o'clock tonight. It's been a steady light shower, and the field gets credited with the tackle on Quinn.
The field is in wonderful shape, as you can see. The grounds crew here has done a fantastic job, the maintenance department, but it gets a little greasy when you get that much rain.
Footing just a little off tonight because of the weather. Now spotted at the 44. Exactly 3 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter here in Waterford tonight. Zervogel will work under center. And they'll fake to the fullback, come back to the wing, Vandevelde, and he'll be stopped for no gain. They've even lost a couple there as they fake the fullback Steiner, turn around and give it to Vandevelde. Jack Ritzman, middle linebacker, there on the stop for Waterford.
Coach Bakken's got to be pleased with how his defense is playing. He's got 9 sophomores or juniors in that starting lineup. A couple of them are returners, but even then, awfully young, but they've responded very well.
Coach Bakken, that's been his calling card the 4 years he's been here, defense first. And that very first season, 2011, took his team all the way to Madison, winning a silver ball. And they'll drive the up back through, going right up the middle. Once again, Tristan Steiner, I should say, the senior, will take it across midfield into Wolverine territory. It'll be 3rd and a long 3 here, just across midfield.
Lake Geneva Badger will be just perfectly happy to get 3.5 yards per carry and just keep the ball.
Again, they'll send Vandevelde in motion. They'll give it to the Steiner again, the fullback. He'll pick up the first down. Ritzman wrestled him down at the Waterford 40-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play. Another Durzon and Menard first down tonight for the Badgers.
They're going to try to be very patient here. Sooner or later, I know they'd love to get the pitch to number 20, Zach Zane, and let his speed get up the sideline. So they're rotating a number of players.
Jordan Monroe comes in motion here to the near side. He'll be the split end here near side. Vogel again giving it to the fullback and drilled down immediately as he got the ball. Gresk and Salazar both there. Justin Gresk, a senior, one of those two-way players for Waterford.
Yeah, Vandevelde getting a few more looks on offense than we anticipated as a defensive player. Obviously, Coach Unser trying to shake up the offense a little bit and get some more scores.
2nd down, 9. Again, they'll work from the eye. Steiner is the fullback, Vandevelde the tailback. They give it to Steiner, the fullback. Dives left side for a couple. Chart was there, Ben Chart, on the stop for Waterford. This fall, television's biggest phenomenon is taking over My 24. Don't miss The Walking Dead from the beginning. That's Wednesdays at 7, starting October 1st, right here on Milwaukee's My 24. 3rd and 5. 23 seconds to go here in the quarter. Again, Steiner and Vandevelde, the running tandem. They'll fake to Steiner. Zervogel got the pitch away before he went down. Vandevelde, or I should say Salazar, down the far side. Vandevelde, down the far sideline inside the 20. Pfeiffer finally chased him down, and we talk about last-second pitch.
Once your quarterback can really get the feel of running the option, you can see that they can make plays like that. Those aren't abnormal plays. Those are normal when you've got a quarterback who becomes accustomed.
And this will run out our clock here in this first quarter. A scoreless first quarter, but the Lake Geneva Badger in the red zone when we begin quarter number 2. Scoreless first quarter in Waterford. The Wolverines hosting Badger, a Southern Lakes Conference opener on a special edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. A scoreless first quarter as the sun is setting here in beautiful Waterford tonight. The Wolverines hosting Lake Geneva Badger. We head downstairs. Kara, our first interview tonight with 2 special guests.
Hi there. Thank you. I've got Sergeant Beal here with the United States Marine Corps. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
And what exactly is your position in the United States Marine Corps?
I am a Marine Corps recruiter.
And how did you get your start in the United States Marines?
I started out originally right out of high school, didn't have anything left to do. I just wanted a challenge and life experience, so I decided to join the Marines.
And what would you say has been the biggest benefit of your career?
Just being able to give back to the community, be involved in the community that I'm a part of.
That's wonderful. And if anybody is interested in joining the Marines, where can they find any information?
They can go to Marines.com, call 1-800-MARINES, or visit their local Marine Corps recruiter office.
And thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you very much.
And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. A nice play on defense there as Quinn took the pitch. It was Trace Hunsaker who brought him down for just a 1-yard pickup as we begin second quarter action here tonight. Waterford and Badger locked in a scoreless duel.
They got that pitch that time out to Patrick Quinn. He's trying to break through, but Hunsaker had stayed right with him.
Quinn in motion. Give to Steiner. We got our first penalty of the ball game.
Dead ball. False start call against the Badgers. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So Mike Arndt, our official referee here tonight.
14.
Our first penalty would be a false start penalty. Brings up a 2nd and 14 for Lake Geneva Badger.
See if they're going to try to go to the pass, not typically Lake Geneva Badger's strength.
Vogel will keep it going up the middle. Gain of a couple, maybe 3 on the play.
Met first by Ritzman.
Ritzman, the middle linebacker there on the stop for Waterford as we head back downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, between quarters, listen to Coach Bakken. He said, boys, your responsibility, take care of your responsibilities. Trust each other and understand what we've worked. Who's got pitch, who's got fullback, who's got quarterback, and just do what I've asked you to do, and we'll be fine.
All season long, Mike and Carol have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, other guests down on the sidelines, part of our Menards Sideline Reports. Menards, save big money at Menards. There's a bad pitch there, ball loose on the turf, and Waterford has recovered. Pouncing on it for the Wolverines was Luke Engel. able to pick up the loose ball, and the first turnover of the ball game goes the way of Waterford.
That play was almost doomed from the start. You could see them kind of spinning their wheels.
He actually forced the fumble and picked up the loose ball. Luke Engel, 6'4", 210-pound senior, got a hand on that ball out of Zervogel and then was able to recover. So Waterford with the takeaway at their own 22. Trying to spin to the outside.
As you watch that direct snap go back, you can see one of the things they do, get a little motion out of one of those backs. It gives them an extra blocker at the point of attack.
Jared Krediger on the carry, his first carry tonight. Gain of 1, second down, 9. We're early second quarter, no score, but first turnover of the ball game following the way of Waterford on a fumble recovery. Forced fumble and recovery by Luke Engel.
Forcing Nathan Gibson, a sophomore, to go out for an equipment repair.
He may have taken the helmet off trying to look at some equipment, and they take him out right there. And in high school, if that helmet comes off, you have to come off the field for a play. We saw that last week. The crossbuck inside, and Badger was ready for it.
A little counter action. They try to get flow going to the left and come back to the right.
Ross on the carry, Nick Kretsch on the stop. Again, part of that senior tandem on that young defense for Badger. Stayed right home.
That plays tight end on offense, the middle linebacker position on defense.
Third and long now for Waterford. Third, we'll call it 8. All at their own 24-yard line. Malecki wants to throw, looks left, comes back right, man wide open. Hunsiker makes the catch across the 35 and out of bounds, short of the 40-yard line. Hunsiker, his first reception. Chase Craig, the corner here on the near side, with the tackle.
Hunsiker didn't play as a sophomore and junior after playing football as a freshman. He's one of their top basketball and baseball players as well, and after the first 2 games, he's both the leading rusher and leading pass receiver for the Waterford Wolverines.
Big first down pickup. Another Durzon and Menard first down for the Wolverines. Malecki again to the air. Again to Hunsiker with the catch. Hunsiker with some running room. Pounds it inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Gentili there on the stop. And another Durzon and Menard first down for the Wolverines. Starting to gain some traction now on offense.
You can see Hunsiker probably also kind of getting into the flow. You know, first 2 games back after not playing for 2 years, as he gets more of a feel for it, and obviously as a wonderful athlete, you're going to start to see him have more of an impact.
Again, Malecki to the air. Again comes back near side through the hands of the intended receiver. Incomplete. Looking for Johnny McCormick that time through his hands. Chase Craig out there in coverage for the Badgers.
Yeah, as we talked earlier in the keys to the game, Coach Bakken was hopeful that he could isolate those receivers on the defensive man. They're both about 6'2", 6'3" guys, and they thought that would give them a little advantage.
2nd and 10, they'll try up the middle, and again a stout Badger defense right there. Nothing doing for Anthony Miller. Wrestled down immediately by Kretsch.
That's about Kretsch's 3rd or 4th tackle already. He's been the pivot point on that defense as that middle backer.
Well, high school ball tonight, but it's college football triple header tomorrow here on My24. A full day of action from the gridiron kicks off at 11. South Carolina State battling Clemson in the ACC Game of the Week right here on My24, your place for sports. 3rd and long, Malecki with time, coming back. Hunsiker wide open at 25, cuts it inside the 20. Still on his feet to the 10, to the 5, and brought down short of the goal line. Hunsiker with a nice reception. Mick Borchert was there to come up with the touchdown-saving tackle.
True to his word, Coach Bakken was going to try to take advantage of his passing attack. It's kind of the opposite of Lake Geneva Badgers' approach.
Couldn't quite break it into the end zone. We get one more look. Nice strong throw that time by Malecki. First and goal, Waterford from the 5. Direct snap. Taking it that time was Kradiger. Short of the goal line. Brought down by Kretsch again. That's 4 tackles tonight already for Kretsch here in the first half.
At that right guard position, Waterford's got 280-pound junior Carson Steffes. I try to tuck in under him if I were one of the running backs as well.
It'll be Kradiger. He'll take the direct snap one more time. Pounds it up the middle, gets to the goal line. No signal yet. Not quite in. Again, Zane Zachary there. His 3rd tackle tonight for the Badgers. 3rd and goal from just inside the 3-yard line.
I also saw Keel Jackson come and help fill that position, a 6-foot, 270-pound junior.
Third and goal from the 3. Waterford trying to capitalize on the Engel fumble recovery. This time they'll give it to Fisher, trying the left side. Fisher will be short of the goal line. Was waiting for the signal from the line judge on that far side, and Fisher coming up just half a yard short.
Now, Max Fisher has scored all 3 of Waterford's touchdowns this year, so in the short yardage situations and down guy with the goal line, he's a person they like to employ.
Good job that time by Christian Martinez. Keep Fisher from the end zone. Ball at the 2-yard line. It's a 4th down for Waterford, and they're going to talk it over. Waterford will take a timeout here, their first of the half. And we'll also take a break as well. Waterford on the march on an Engel forced fumble, and Engel's recovery of that forced fumble sets them up 4th and goal at the 2 when we come back. A scoreless ball game in Waterford. Thursday Night Lights, presented by My24. Clutch moment of our ball game here in this first half. Just under 6 minutes to go as you get a look at Matt Hensler, head football coach for Lake Geneva Badger. His team trying to come up with a defensive stand. 4th and goal from the 2. And we got movement up front.
Coach Bakken said last week that the penalties against Case just stifled their offense continually. And once again, you get knocking on the door, you don't want to blow those opportunities.
Going on that Notre Dame look in that backfield on 4th and 2. Now it takes him out. Now you probably have to change that call all the way around here. Facing a 4th and goal from the 7. Looks like they'll attempt the field goal here. Spotted at the 14. This will be a 24-yard attempt from the left hash. Tony Ray to kick this one. It is on the way, and it is up, and it is good. Tony Ray, the junior left footer, with our first points tonight. A 24-yard field goal from the left hash mark, and Waterford capitalizing on the turnover, leads it by a score of 3-0.
I'm sure Tony felt good about doing that. Last week he missed an extra point, and far too often high school kids put the blame for a loss on themselves. Any coach knows there's more than one play in a game, but it's got to make Tony feel good to come in, kick that key point, get him the lead.
Let's head downstairs to Mike McGivern with Mr. Athletics here at Waterford.
Hey, you're right about that. Mike Blair, athletic director, he just called you Mr. Athletics here in Waterford. Thank you so much for inviting us down.
Absolutely. This has been great. You guys have been wonderful to work with, and we're just happy to have you guys here.
You know what? What a great atmosphere. You guys do a great job at Waterford. How long have you been the athletic director here?
Starting my 6th year here in Waterford, 15 years overall as an athletic director at a couple of different schools. So Waterford's been great. Love it here. And you can see by the atmosphere, we got a great following of our sports teams.
A lot of success, a lot of participation in sports here at Waterford.
Love it. All of our kids get involved in some kind of activity one way or another. We get about 60% of our students out for at least one sport. Add that with choir, drama, band. Almost 90% of our kids are doing something at Waterford High School.
It's Mike Blair, athletic director. He told me I was cramping his style because I had my foot on his cord. I'm not cramping his style. He's got enough style for both of us. Back to you, boys.
Man is beloved here at Waterford. He's done a great job with the athletic program here at Waterford High School. 32-yard, out to the 32-yard line on Martinez' return. Christian Martinez with that return. Badger now trailing 3-0. Trying to recover after that turnover. And the 24-yard field goal by Ray. Zervogel will pitch it to the man in motion coming around near side Zane. Zane out across the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Zach Zane, a 6'1", 182-pound senior, maybe the fastest back on the field for Badger.
Right, I think we're going to see a block in the back. You just saw it there. Going to bring that run back.
David Banzimer with the shoulder tackle that time. Right there knocking him out, but we got the block in the back call here against Badger High School. First and 21 from the 21-yard line.
Lake Geneva has to be careful here. They don't want to turn the ball over at their end of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Hensler is going to approach this in his calls.
Zervogel under center, offset I. And he's going to fake the handoff, wants to dump it out, and it would have had the completion out there to Nick Kretsch, his senior tight end, but it went through his hands, incomplete.
It's interesting to see that he decided to go with the pass. When we talked to Coach Hensler this week, he said, we're in a learning process. But he was going to be very patient with the young kids. He thought that they really had a tremendous attitude, were working hard. So it wasn't a case he's yelling and screaming. He knows that they can eventually really become a solid team.
2nd and 21. Ball just across the 20-yard line here for the Badgers. They trail 3-0. Martinez in motion. Steiner the carry, trying to belt it up the middle. And he is met by a host of Wolverine defenders, driving him back for no gain. And it was Engel and Gresk leading the way.
Waterford has been pretty solid in that middle. They've been doing a very nice job kind of stuffing Badger's inside game. And as we said, for them to be successful, their fullback has to gain yards.
Trying to overcome that block in the back penalty. Now 3rd and long. And when you're inside veer running team, these are the downs that tend to get you here.
Yeah, the inside veer is not designed to get you 20 yards.
They'll work it out of the I formation. Zervogel. Again, we'll give it to the fullback, trying to run it up the middle. Just trying to give a little bit more room for the punting unit here. Steiner again will take it out to about the 25-yard line. Gresk again, Justin Gresk having a nice ball game for the Wolverines on the tackle.
A very solid player, keeps his pad level low, fights off the block, really solidifies that inside for Waterford.
Johnny McCormick standing deep to receive this punt for the Wolverines. And Isaac Zervogel, the junior quarterback, also does the punting. It's a rush up the middle, nearly blocked. Angles it out of bounds here to the near sideline. It'll bounce out just shy of the 35-yard line. So the Wolverines will take it. Just over 4 minutes to go here in our first half. Waterford leading 3-0. Well, Sundays at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., tune into Faith in the Zone on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Mike McGivern and Pastor Ken Keltner will be talking with Milwaukee Brewer hitting coach Johnny Nairn. They'll discuss his faith and how it has affected his life professionally and personally. That's Faith in the Zone on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP, Sundays at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. 1st and 10, Waterford. They'll pitch far side. With it, taking it around the far side, Dylan Ross. Ross just across the line of scrimmage, got a couple. Tyler Vandevelde there to cut him off.
Yeah, Ross, 162-pound junior. Looks like he's got a little wiggle, a little bit of speed, but that time the defense cut him off.
Call a gain of 2, 2nd down 8, ball at the 37-yard line. And a 24-yard field goal by Tony Ray, our only score here in this first half. From the gun, Malecki wants to swing it out here near side, completes the pass. Hunsaker out across the 40. Up was Vandervelde and Gibson. Hunsaker now, 4 catches tonight. Almost 80 yards tonight in receptions.
Be interesting to find out if they're battery mates in baseball. Dylan Malecki is a very outstanding pitcher for the Waterford team. And Hunsaker also, besides being a basketball player, also plays baseball. So I imagine these folks have played catch with more than one sport.
3rd and 4. Malicki again to the air and completes the pass. Far side, nice catch. Johnny McCormick there to make the catch. The junior, the other tandem out there that can catch the football.
You know, one of the things that you notice happening here is we don't have a lot of time left. When you got a team like Lake Geneva Badger runs that option offense, and even to a little bit the way Waterford was trying to pound it first, the clock seems to evaporate.
Gentili, the defensive back, to cover up McCormick, but it's good for another Derzana Menard first down just short of midfield. No running room, closed up in a hurry though, as Fisher that time. The senior on the run, Nathan Gibson brought him down.
That's another one of those sophomores playing defense for Lake Geneva Badger. Gibson, 6 feet, 195 pounds. Knifed in there, made the nice shoestring tackle.
No gain, 2nd down 10, clock rolling, 2:15 to play here in the half. Waterford would like to get another score on the board here. Offset eye here. Out of the power eye formation. Dylan Ross trying to take it up midfield. Penalty marker down as he gets it across midfield. This is becoming back for a holding call here against the Wolverines.
I'm sure offensive coordinator Dave Fisher, Max's father, hated to see that flag fly up in the air and does not want to stifle this. Oop.
We got a player down for Waterford. So, clock stopped, minute 57 to go here in our first half. So we got a face mask call here against the Badgers. 5-yard face mask, but it'll result in a first down. But we have an injured Wolverine player right at midfield. Well, let's head back down to our Menard sideline report and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, you know, a little different here at Waterford. Normally, you know, defense comes off and they sit together, coaches talk to them. Here they kind of pick individual players. I know some guys going both ways, but the coaches will meet one player from the line. They'll meet one of the backs, one of the receivers off by themselves and talk a little bit about, you know, what's going on, what are they seeing, and then the coaching staff comes together for a minute or two and they talk a little bit about the next series. But a little different than some of the other teams that we've covered.
An astute observation. The defense doing things a little differently, and it's Adam Bakken. That's basically what he does. He does not go with the norm.
Well, I think, you know, he knows that defense is kind of the key to making his team go. I would imagine he's looking on rather concerned here. Trace Hunsaker not only has been a key part of their offense, but he's also a member of that defense. And, whether he's got an ankle or a knee, tough to tell right at this point. Hope, obviously, that it's not a serious injury.
Hunsaker leaving the ball game here tonight, the leading receiver here for Waterford. 3 catches, 68 yards tonight for Hunsaker. So hopefully not a serious injury to one of the key players here for the Wolverine offense. 1st and 10 at the Badger 41-yard line. Malecki wants to throw with time. Going deep, has a man out there. Saber, and it's over his head, incomplete. Dylan Saber. If he could have got a hand on it, that might have been 6. Chase Craig was right with him defensively for Badger. Nice look off that time by Malecki, looking left, then came back late to the right, looking for Saber. We saw them practice that.
Right, they were working
Monday
on their lawn throws. One thing, too, our defensive spotter, Eric Murray, helped us see they're running a little bit of an unbalanced game. They get the split end up on the line of scrimmage on the outside, and then they slide over an extra lineman. They've gone out of it this time.
Again going to the air. They'll come back far side. Catch is made by McCormick. Breaks a tackle inside the 25-yard line and out of bounds there by Gibson. Should be another first down here for Waterford. Again, a reminder, Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link, and you can also find complete game videos and photos from our season's games this year.
Johnny McCormick, Coach Bakken talks about him being both fast and strong. So, you know, 6'2", 272 pounds, but plays bigger than that.
Clock stopped, minute 38 to go here in the half. Malecki again with time, coming back near side. Pass is incomplete. Again coming back to McCormick. was broken up by Chase Craig, who's been busy tonight, covering both McCormick and Hunsaker.
Right, he timed that up pretty well. It'd be interesting if you saw in a replay how well was it timed, but you don't see the Waterford sideline getting too upset with it. Perfect timing. Excellent
that right
job.
hand in there to knock that one away. Couldn't coach it any better.
Coach Bakken, being the defensive coordinator, is probably going to pat himself and say, hey, you did that well.
Wolverines guilty of a holding call on that play, though. That'll move the football back out to the 36-yard line. Minute 34 remaining. They have 2 timeouts in which to work with here, leading by a score of 3-0. A 24-yard Tony Ray field goal. That was coming after the Luke Engel forced fumble, and Engel recovering that forced fumble, setting up that scoring drive for Waterford. Ken Malecki. Lots of time coming back right there. Sater had it again and through his hands. Incomplete.
Got to
Got
be
a feeling he's going to go home tonight. He's going to be going through that in his dreams this evening. It's twice now. This time picking on, I should say, Mason Dumez.
Malecki, can see it. He throws a very nice ball. It's very precise in terms of how he steps into his throw. Drop that in. Just slightly missed connection.
Looks like Waterford's going to take another timeout here. Their second of the half. With 1:29 to go here in this first half. Still working on Hunsaker here on this near sideline. Injured in this drive. Trace Hunsaker, the 6'2", 180-pound senior. Still being looked at here by the athletic training staff on this near sideline.
Yeah, it looks like they're checking out the knee.
Get a good look at our student section tonight. It's neon night. We had 2 weeks of beach nights the last couple of weeks. We're going neon this evening.
I'm surprised Mike McGivern isn't here in some kind of neon wear. I think he would look very good. There's no doubt that he would add a little bit of punch to the evening's festivities.
Once again, downstairs to Mike McGivern, a little bit of a report on Hunsaker.
First and foremost, tell Coach Kelly I'm married, but thank you for that. 34, Trace Hunsaker. He's got a knee. They're looking at it. They're starting to ice it. I think he might be done for the game. You know what, for me, number 4, Jack Ritzman, who I've gotten to know this week, he's our student athlete of the week, was the first guy over, patting him, saying, hey, you okay? And then right to the linebackers coach, saying, look, how are we going to adjust with this? Love Jack Ritzman, great player.
Big completion here by Malecki out to the far sideline, just short of the 10. McCormick with a nice grab will set up the Wolverines. 1st and 10 just inside the 12-yard line. Christian Martinez, the man to finally bring him down. So 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Malecki again. Rushes on, dumps that one out, catches made, touchdown Waterford. Nice reception out there, Dylan Ross with the leaping grab in front of the defender, Tyler Vandevelde, as we take one more look. A back shoulder throw that time, and Ross was ready for it to come up with that touchdown reception.
Malecki got that off just prior to getting hit. He knew he was going to get hit, held his ground, put the pass right on the mark.
Low snap, kick is up, and it is through. 10-0 Waterford, a late touchdown here in this second quarter. Beautiful pitch and reception. Dylan Malecki, the senior quarterback, out to his receiver, the junior Dylan Ross.
Yeah, Waterford being very effective with the pass tonight. That has certainly been their edge in the game. Once again, we mentioned that Lake Geneva Badger a little light on experience, and you're seeing them trying to adjust. Once again, they'd love to get some pressure. Malecki has been protected well, and so that's adding up to be a bad combination. So we'll see what happens in the second half as Coach Hensler and his staff put things together. The defensive coordinator for Lake Geneva, Ed Krein, no doubt is going to talk to his players and see what adjustments are going to need to be made.
Adam Bakken, the head coach for Waterford, looking on as Ray will boot this one. It'll roll dead inside the 15. Martinez out to the 20, and he's wrapped up there. Jared Kradiger able to trip up Martinez. But going back to Malecki, last week through that pick, that 48-yard pick that was returned for a touchdown, that speaks volumes on a coach by Adam Bakken to come back and have confidence in his quarterback, get him throwing that ball early here in this ball game.
Right, and as we watched practice this week, it was all praise of how, as they were working their plays, Coach Fisher, the offensive coordinator, trying to up the confidence for the quarterback.
The Badgers trailing 10-0 with the football here at their own 24-yard line. Some running room out there for Quinn. Out across the 30, out to the 32. Going to be just a little bit shy of the first down. Max Fisher, his second tackle tonight on defense for the Wolverines. Swing pass that time to the far side. Badger ready to go here. Zervogel with some running room across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 11 and a first down for the Badgers. Jack Ritzman able to make the stop for Waterford.
As they run that option, that fake to the fullback goes just to the right side of the center, and all of a sudden you can see it turns upfield. The quarterback one hole wider, Zervogel, and gets himself a very nice gain.
Badger will take their timeout here. 33 seconds to go in our first half. Adam Bakken talking things over with his defense, but that has been his bread and butter since coming over here 4 years ago to Waterford. Established the defense, a physical, hard-hitting defense. That has been the MO for Waterford the last several years.
Yeah, that was one of the first things Coach Hensler mentioned when he was talking about what do I respect about Waterford. It was their hard-nosed defense, and that's a real credit to the players as well as Coach Bakken and his staff.
And all Coach Bakken has done in his 4 years is take his team to the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years. And this first year here in 2011, they get all the way to Madison and take on Waunakee for the championship. Falling to Waunakee. A little play action now as Zervogel rolling out to his left, being chased, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Good played by Ritzman once again. Badger will take their second timeout here, stopping the clock with 24 seconds to go. Nice job here on the near side on the chase and containment that time of Zervogel.
Yeah, the little quick dive fake, and then he pulls it up, gets ready to throw. Max Fisher comes storming up there, forces it, and it was, advantageous for Waterford because Pat Quinn for Lake Geneva was getting ready to break free, but Zervogel just could not get his feet set to get that throw.
Ritzman, one of the leading tacklers on this Waterford team coming into this game, had 16 tackles the first 2 weeks. 1 tackle for loss. Fisher with 29 tackles coming into the game here tonight, leading the Southern Lakes Conference the first 2 weeks.
Right, you get your backers, giving you that kind of consistent play. That's going to allow your defense to stifle most of the offensive teams they're going to face.
From their own 46-yard line, 2nd and 7 for Lake Geneva Badger. Vandevelde and Steiner, the backfield tandem. Again, they want to pass, and they get some pressure. Zervogel will launch, and he's got a man out there wide open, makes the catch inside the 10, down at the 9-yard line.
Have to see if he got out of bounds.
Dylan Saber was out there for Waterford, but let's take another look here as Quinn broke containment. Good push that time by Quinn, and they'll spike the ball here to stop the clock with 11 seconds to go in the half. So Badger will face a 2nd and goal from just inside the 10-yard line.
Now, Lake Geneva has been, struggling scoring this season, so it's extra important that they can put this one into the end zone to make sure that they start to get a little bit of that confidence. That's part of the whole learning process.
Steiner the single back. Bring the wing in motion, and now we got movement up front. Did the Wolverines break the neutral zone?
Yeah, that was caused in part by that wing back coming in motion. You know, the defense is eager to go, try to stuff that, you know, the gaps, and all of a sudden, just that little motion draws them. They get a cheap, you know, penalty, half the distance.
Spotted inside the 5, 2nd and goal from the 5. Boy, what a huge lift this would be for the Badgers to get into the locker room if they get a score here, get into halftime. Down 1 score. And they'll run the sweep far side, and Badger in the end zone, Patrick Quinn for the touchdown.
Yeah, Quinn, you know, he got him down there with the reception, now takes it in for the touchdown. Gives Lake Geneva a little bit of that momentum they want to carry into the second half.
Nice block out there as they got the kick out that allowed Quinn to get to the goal line. We'll watch it one more time. Just a toss sweep right there. Beautiful block, hat on hat. Cleared the lane for Quinn. Well, Badger takes their final timeout here on the extra point. So interesting here. They're thinking about maybe going for 2 here, or
I'm kind of wondering, you know, what's their motivation, unless there's a problem with their kicker we don't know about. Place kicker for Lake Geneva is listed as being Tyus Larson, a sophomore. So maybe there's something of which we're not aware yet.
Appears they're going to go for 2.
Well, I see Tyus out there, 33.
Let's go back downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, they knew that was coming. Coach Bakken was yelling, "Quick pitch! Here's the pitch!" And they just got sealed on it.
Extra point is up and good for Badgers. So they pulled it within 3 with 7 seconds to go in this first half.
You know, one of those things, if you see that touchdown run again, used to be in the older days, the quick pitch that halfback, the quarterback would just spin, throw it to his widest man. This way that they get to the quick pitch, they bring that motion man all the way across. He's past the center at the time they snap the ball. Got total momentum going that way. And another way, because you know you're going to align your defense based on the strength of the formation. Suddenly you bring that man across. Now you've changed the strength, can put you at a disadvantage.
There's the Sabre touchdown, and then the toss to Quinn. The score for Badger.
Yeah, if you watched on that play, a real nice block by number 24, Tyler Vandervelde, to help lead Quinn into the end zone.
So Badger now, see what they try and do with this kick coming with 7 seconds to go in the half. Larson just kicked this one along the ground, and we got this one flag on the play here. I believe the Badgers were offside on the kickoff.
Offside called against Badger.
Those are the little penalties that drive coaches mad when you do that. You can see, you know, for 2 reasons. You want a nice squib kick. One, obviously, is you don't want to kick it deep, give the chance for the turn. But the other, on a night when the field's a little greasy, that ball picks up even more moisture and can make it difficult to field.
So the 5-yard penalty here against Badger will move it back to the 35-yard line. I would assume Larson again will try and scoot this one up the middle of the field here. That's exactly what he'll try and do. However, it goes out of bounds. Now, no time coming off the clock. Waterford, if you're Adam Bakken, what are you thinking here?
Well, Malecki's got the strong arm. You know, if you're a little bit of a gambler, you say, what do we have to lose? Let's heave it down deep, see what we can come up with.
So, procedure call for the kick going out of bounds. Waterford will take it at their own 40-yard line, so see if they try and strike one down. Dylan Malecki, senior quarterback here for Waterford. He's going to try and go downfield here. Steps up, has a man out there. McCormick, ball's tipped, and it is intercepted through the hands of McCormick and picked off by Chase Craig. He's been out there all night covering McCormick. That time the old tip drill, able to come down with it. And that will end our first half here tonight. So Malecki's half ends with the interception. McCormick got his hand on it but could not come down with it.
Oh, nice concentration by Chase. Stayed after that ball. Pads his defensive statistics.
Chase Craig busy tonight, the junior, trying to cover the speedy Johnny McCormick. So the interception ends our first half here in Waterford. Good ball game tonight. Waterford getting up by 10, capitalizing on the Engel fumble recovery to go up 3-0, and then the Dylan Ross touchdown reception on 4th and goal, able to put his team up 10-0. But Badger, the big play capability, striking big here late to Quinn, set him up 1st and goal at the 9, and then Quinn finished it off with a sweep to the right.
Well, as we said at the outset of the broadcast, these two teams have been battling it out past 3-4 years in the Southern Lakes. Both coaches expected it was going to be a tight ball game, and that's what we're getting.
10-7 your score here at the half in Waterford. A special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Welcome back to the American Family Insurance Halftime Report here on Thursday Night Lights on My 24 with Mike McGivern, Kara, Terry Kelly, John Weiser, and crew here tonight. In Waterford, the Wolverines leading by a score of 10-7, opening up a 10-point lead midway through our second quarter, but Badger coming back here late, making it a great ball game. And tell you what, this is just what we expected, the two heavyweights going toe-to-toe here in Waterford tonight.
Yeah, Badger's been trying to get some mismatches. They've been juggling their offensive line around a little bit, all going for, trying to find a way to get that edge. Very interesting halftime now. Tight game, 10-7. Both teams have seen that they can put points up on the board. Confidence levels rising. Now it's going to be interesting to see how the game evolves in the second half.
If you're Matt Hensler and Adam Bakken, what are you telling your teams here at halftime?
Well, I think Bakken is going to talk to his crew about, wait a second, we gave up a long pass that maybe shouldn't have happened, all right? We knew it was going to happen. We could expect it. On the other hand, I think Coach Hensler has got to say, I've got to get my offense geared up a little bit. We've seen that he's gone to the pass maybe a little bit more than normal. Maybe we're going to get a little mixture. As long as the weather holds, I think we're in for a very exciting second half.
10-7 ball game here at the half. It's youth football night tonight. Youth football teams here at Waterford being introduced to our full house crowd here this evening.
Mike McGivern we get the good shot of the Marine mascot. He told me that he posed for that, and he pointed that out before the game, and we agreed. We thought, he was the perfect model.
Let's head back down to the sideline. Kara's back with us live with a special guest.
Hey there, thanks guys. You said we've got all the kids done on the field, but I've also got Staff Sergeant Nicholas Matroka here with the United States Army. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And what exactly do you do for the Army?
I'm actually a recruiter for the Milwaukee Recruiting Battalion. I'm actually stationed right out here in Burlington.
So we're right in your neighborhood here. And now, what has your experience been like in the United States Army?
It's been a great experience. Everything that's been afforded to me, education, on-the-job training skills, and everything like that, I've utilized them to the best of my ability.
And what would you say has been the biggest benefit for being in the Army?
The camaraderie, the discipline, the structure, everything that comes along with being a soldier in the Army.
So now you touched on discipline. I mean, we've got a lot of discipline on the field here, so this is a perfect venue to pick up some recruits, but we've obviously got a special guest with us here as well.
Yes, we do. This is actually Private Velez. He's just returned back from basic training, and he's a senior right here at the Waterford High School, and he'll be attending AIT after his senior year.
And thank you very much for being here, too.
You're welcome.
And now, thanks again. We are absolutely honored to have you with us. And back to you guys upstairs.
Kara, thank you once again. Halftime here in Waterford. The Wolverines lead it by 3. Back with more after this on My 24.
Kickoff to that border battle is at 5:30. The second game features Waterford Green versus Waterford White.
Welcome back to the American Family Insurance Halftime Report here on Thursday Night Lights, presented by My 24. A 3-point ball game here. Waterford leading Badger by a score of 10-7. Well, Kara had a chance to visit with our fine sponsors from Menards.
Thanks, guys. I've got John Griffiths, General Manager of the Germantown Menards store. We're standing right in front of Menards, and thank you very much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And we could not be more thrilled to have you a part of the 2014 Thursday Night Lights football series. Can you tell me a little bit about Menards as a company?
Menards has 285 stores. We opened our first retail store in Wisconsin in 1960. We're in 14 Midwest states. Our home office is based right here in Wisconsin in Eau Claire, and we have 12 stores right here in the Milwaukee area.
So obviously we see a lot of customers coming through your doors. We've got moms, dads, and student athletes who also happen to be employees of the store.
Menards has been a proud sponsor of the WIAA for many years. Even Menards stores has several team members throughout the Milwaukee area that are student athletes that work at our stores, so we can certainly understand the teamwork and dedication that they put forth to have success not only here at Menards, but during the football season. So we can really appreciate everything that the community, the families, and teachers help the student athletes with.
And thank you very much for being here. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We would really like to wish the teams for both Waterford and Lake Geneva the best tonight. May the best team win, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast.
Thank you. And back to you guys.
10-7, Waterford on top of Badger. Back with first half highlights when we come back on My 24. It's the American Family Insurance Halftime Report here on Thursday Night Lights. Time now for the halftime highlights brought to you by the U.S. Army. Army strong. Wolverines leading by a score of 10-7 tonight in a battle for Southern Lakes supremacy. Again, the halftime highlights brought to you by the U.S. Army. Army strong as the Badgers take the field under the Army tunnel, and the Wolverines in an early rain in a scoreless first quarter, but Wally and company happy here so far. Our first big play of the game was the Engel forced fumble and recovery.
Right, suddenly it stopped Lake Geneva. They responded now with their passing attack.
Hunsaker with 2 big receptions. Hunsaker leaving the ball game in that second quarter with an injury. That set the Wolverines up inside the 10-yard line. Hunsaker's catch right there, able to set them up first and goal just inside the 10. A penalty and a stout defense forcing a 24-yard Ray field goal to put the Wolverines on top early. And Malecki again going to the air. This time going to Johnny McCormick. That set them up just outside the 20-yard line. And Malecki 2 plays later going to the end zone and finding Dylan Ross.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to find a way to replace Hunsaker. He had 4 catches for 73. You can see Lake Geneva's response here.
Zervogel able to pitch it out to Quinn, who made a beautiful catch, 60-yard reception down inside the 9, and then Quinn able to finish it off on the sweep.
See, Malecki loves to throw that ball, but 11 comes up with a very nice interception on that time. End the half.
10-7 your score. Waterford on top of Lake Geneva Badger. Third quarter coming your way next here on My 24. Waterford by 3 as we get set for the third quarter here on My 24. Again, thank you this week to the great folks at Economy Lift Rental for helping bring these great pictures to you tonight. They provided the scissors lift for our cameras this season, so for an aerial platform need, rental, sales, or service, call Mike and Sue and the fine folks at Economy Lift Rental, or visit them online, economylifts.com. Phone number 262-650-1882. Waterford to receive the second half kick. It'll be Ross and McCormick back there. Again, Hunsaker out with that injury, and this kick's going to drift to the far sideline, and it's going to be picked up by Dylan Ross. He'll run it up across the 10, coming around the near side to the 20. Breaks a tackle at 25 and out to the 31-yard line. 24-yard return for Dylan Ross sets up the Wolverines 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, from where that kick, they had to pick that kick up on the sideline, bringing it all the way across. They came out of it with fairly good field position. Waterford obviously would like to kind of step on the throat of Badger, see if they can put another score up.
Christian Martinez coming across the field for the stop on Ross. 1st and 10 Waterford. And Ross will take the direct snap. He'll take it up to the 35-yard line, gain a couple, maybe 3 out of that. Brought down by the front 4 that time by the Badger defense.
Yeah, when Coach Bachman said he had a multiple offense, he meant it. Single wing, they go under center. The offensive coordinator, Dave Fisher, does a marvelous job blending these different formations and sets together.
And if you're just joining us, Trace Hunsaker, their fine wide receiver, injured in that first half, not expected here in this second half. 2nd down, 6. And movement all over the place. We got 2-3 guys in motion that time. Another costly penalty here for Waterford. That was their downfall last week at Racine Case.
Yeah, you get a little bit of momentum, get the ball out past the 30, and all of a sudden now you're going backwards. I'm sure Coach Bakken is kind of saying, wait a second, we're not trying to do this.
Sets up 2nd and 11 for the Wolverines. And again, play is stopped here by the officials. Legal participation here. It looks like an equipment violation here against the Wolverines. So not the way you want to start your second half here. And Adam Bakken out there about 5 steps into the playing field there. You know, when the coach is flapping his arms, it can't be very good.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball, you couldn't be making Coach Hensler any happier. Keep pushing him back, force a punt, get good field position, see if you can grab the lead.
Well, the 2 penalties now makes it a 2nd and 16. Ball at the 25-yard line. He will hand it off and met immediately in the backfield. It was Krediger. Kretsch was right there. That's 5 tackles tonight for Kretsch. Right in the grill that time of Krediger.
Yeah, Kretsch shot that gap. He was, through there just as the ball was being handed off. They're lucky there wasn't a fumble forced on that. 3rd and long, we'll see if all of a sudden Waterford, since they've enjoyed some passing, will they go with a little bit of screen action.
3rd and 20. Malecki with plenty of time, going to go over the middle looking for McCormick, makes a leaping grab across midfield. Johnny McCormick down to the Badger 48-yard line. That'll be a 30-yard pickup and a 1st down for Waterford.
Yeah, Quinn just mistimed his jump a little bit. He had the coverage where it needed to be. Initially, I thought it was going to be a pick, but just mistimed it slightly, and Waterford gets that completion.
Big play for the Wolverines. 1st and 10 Waterford at the 48 of Badger. Again, Malecki steps up, delivers. Man out there, overshot McCormick. Oh, he was open. Just led him just a little too far with that pass. And another beautiful throw, though, by Malecki, just stretching it out a little too far out of the reach of McCormick.
Yeah, I think the defensive back, his feet got tangled up a little bit. He slipped. Suddenly, all of a sudden the receiver blows past him, and Malecki almost made the connection.
And a reminder, Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the link. Pictures and game videos all season long. It's My24milwaukee.com. Gibson in on the stop that time, stuffing the run for the Badger defense.
Yeah, you got Ruben Garcia in there as well. One of the fellas that defensive coordinator Ed Crine counts on Lake Geneva to kind of hold up the middle of that defense.
Another critical third down here for Waterford. Their first possession to start this third quarter. 3rd and 7 from the Badger 44. They weren't ready for the snap. It's loose near the line of scrimmage. Penalty markers down as well. There's some confusion there between Gresk, the center, and who was going to take the direct snap. Looks like Waterford got the ball back. Anthony Miller falling on it, but again, 2 men in motion. See that, it was going to go back to Malecki. Bounced off his ankle, and thank goodness for the Wolverines that Miller was right there to cover that up.
Yeah, it seems to be just a little bit of a disconnect with the offense start of the second half here.
Badger will decline that penalty, set up a 4th down.
Be interesting to note, I didn't see Gress come off the field. I wonder if they had a new guy under the center.
Lucky will kick this one away. Quinn will receive it inside 10, bobble it, loose on the turf. They'll scrum for it at the 9. Waterford says they have it. No official signal yet. They're still diving for it, and it is Waterford football. Looks like Dylan Ross got down on it for the Wolverines. Let's take one more look. Indeed, it was Ross who stripped Quinn and then fell on it and hung on to that wet football. So another turnover going the way of the Wolverines will set them up 1st and goal at the 8. They'll work from the wishbone here. Officials still having a conversation on that far side. I think what Coach Hensler's looking for here, was that a muff punt? Did he have full control before the fumble? I think that's what Coach Hensler's looking for here. Discussing it with Mike Arndt, our referee.
And they don't obviously have the advantage of replay to double check this.
First and goal.
So it'll be 1st and goal, Waterford from the 8. Wishbone backfield. And they'll give it to Fisher. He is stopped cold right there. Max Fisher drilled immediately by Vandervelde. Tyler Vandervelde, his 4th tackle tonight.
Yeah, Waterford again was running an unbalanced line to their left. Sometimes you're doing that to get an advantage on that side. Other times you want to see if you can force the defense to overshift, and you're going to come back to that short side. Waterford's also been shuffling in a few different offensive linemen, apparently trying to get some mismatches inside.
Malecki getting the play called from sideline. Dave Fisher, the offensive coordinator here for the Wolverines. Single back, double wing. Malecki wants to throw, comes back near side, catch is made inside the 5. McCormick once again with the catch. Patrick Quinn with the tackle.
Yeah, very solid protection that time for Malecki. Threw that ball very well.
Well, he has had time all night to throw. Credit that offensive line. Engel, Mastrocola, Gresk, Steffens, and Strabley up front for the Wolverines has provided a smooth pocket out there for Malecki.
And balanced again now on that left side.
Run the football. Fisher to the goal line. No signal yet. He'll take it to the 1.
And they ran to that unbalanced side that time, try to get that momentum going.
Kretsch, the middle linebacker there on the stop. Talked about Fisher coming into this game, 11 carries on the year, but 3 of those went for touchdowns.
He must have it written into his contract. He gets down near the goal line, he's going to carry the ball. A tremendous athlete. He was all county last year, all conference, went to wrestling, placed 5th at the state meet. Fine athlete. Coach Bakken said last year he was one of the first juniors he'd ever had called defenses for him. That's how much confidence he had in him.
You know what struck me when we were at practice on Monday? Adam Bakken, his head coach, saying just a simple quote, he gets it.
Yeah.
He understands it.
No, and you can see with Coach Bakken's emphasis on defense, why he likes to have a guy like that on that side of the ball. But you're seeing when he gets on that offensive side, he makes some things happen too. So, Waterford's having that few more experienced players. It's kind of working the angles here now for them, helping them, drive the ball down to the goal line here.
All right, not yet. Those are quick timeouts. We're going to come late.
Fourth and goal, I should say. They'll try and run it up the middle. Touchdown, Waterford.
Wedge blocking.
Took it in from the quarterback, Malecki. And Waterford increases their lead now to 16-7.
Yeah, you see Carson Steffes, that 280-pound body, lead the way through.
Malecki had 9 rushing touchdowns last year, first one this year, and we've got a marker down on the extra point.
Red ball, false start, called against Wolverines, 5-yard penalty, will retry.
So another penalty, costly tonight for this Wolverine team. Boy, they still haven't been able to clean up the penalty going into week 3. This will be a long extra point here of 25 yards. Ray gets it up and through. 17-7, Waterford. They capitalize on Ross's forced fumble and recovery on the punt inside the 10. And 4 plays capped off by Malecki's 1-yard touchdown run, a 10-point Waterford lead. Youth football night, they're enjoying it. Mike McGivern's got some special guests downstairs.
Hey guys, youth football night here at Waterford. I'll tell you what, it's in good hands, and numbers are strong. 270 kids. Blaze, Pat, these guys have been in charge of this for 15, 16 years. Blaze, numbers are good. You got to be feeling pretty good about the youth program here in Waterford.
We are. The kids are coming out. They're playing great. We're getting them ready for high school, and we're really proud of the program.
Pat, a night like this, you guys get to showcase the amount of kids and just the enthusiasm. These kids dream about playing on Friday nights here at Waterford.
Oh, absolutely. These kids just love coming here. We run a mentor program here in Waterford where we have varsity players that interact with every youth team, and it's just it's a fantastic environment.
Yeah, boys, really impressed with the work you guys do down here. Had a chance to have Adam Bakken on my show last week, and he had nothing but really good things to say about you. Keep up the good work. You boys, thank you very much. Back to you boys up in the booth.
Mike, Pat, Blaze, thank you both. Pat and Blaze, always a great job with the youth football programs out here in Waterford. You guys are terrific. 15-yard return out to the 25-yard line by Quinn will set up the Badger offense here. Their first possession here of this second half, down 10. Zervogel will keep it, takes it across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. On a quarterback keep that time, running the option, brought down by Ben Sharp. Sharp busy tonight, going on 5 tackles.
Yeah, very, held his position well. A little wrinkle there. They brought that man in motion, lead block up the middle, fake it to the fullback, and then all of a sudden the quarterback goes one hole wider. So you've got to be disciplined on defense, hold your ground.
2nd and 2 from the 33. They'll twitch it late to Quinn, and a nice recovery in the backfield. Tackle for a loss, Max Fisher. All-county, all-conference Fisher once again.
Guess who, right? Number 10, making his presence felt all over the field.
One more look. He was hunting down the pitch man. That's his responsibility, and able to take him down for a loss. As we got a timeout here for another, looks like a injured Wolverine, but maybe not too serious. Looks like they're working on a cramp here. It looks like on the leg of Dylan Ross.
Yeah, on that last play, you could see Justin Gresk, number 51, forced the quarterback, didn't get quite as good of a pitch. All of a sudden, the offensive back's hands have to go way high. It destroys his momentum. It's interesting to note that, we heard about the youth football program. These are smaller towns. That doesn't mean they're small-time programs. They're big-time programs. Numbers are out, the success they've had in the playoffs. You look at the good crowd. You got a fantastic band. You've got the cheerleaders, the dance team. Folks get excited. It's wonderful to see a community kind of embrace this and have Friday night mean something to the town.
Our Menard Sideline Report. Once again, we head downstairs. This time, Kara with a special guest.
Hi there, thanks guys. And now you mentioned the youth program. I've got Kim here with Educators Credit Union and her son Ethan, who actually plays on one of the youth program teams. Thank you guys very much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
And now can you tell me a little bit about Educators Credit Union?
Educators Credit Union was actually founded by teachers, but over the years we've really grown. Now we work with medical professionals, government employees, and we're actually now open to anybody that lives and works in southeastern Wisconsin, so anybody can join.
And what kind of services do you guys offer?
We offer standard services, so checking, savings, great CD rates, and then we have some special products like What's Your Score? So members can come in, get a free copy of their credit report, and then they can check and make sure that they're not susceptible to fraud.
That's wonderful. And now you mentioned teachers starting Educators Credit Union, so it's perfect for you guys to be involved with TNL.
Yep, and we love working with the schools and providing financial literacy to the kids when we can.
That's great. Thank you both again for being here tonight.
Thank you.
And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you, and thank you to Educators Credit Union. Wolverine defense forcing a punt here. Out of bounds at the Wolverine 40-yard line. 30-yard punt, no return, and this will take us to our third quarter break. 17-7, Waterford on top of Badger. Back with more after this, a special edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Wolverine band serenading the crowd here in our mid-third quarter break, 17-7. Wolverines on top. Great music program, great fine arts program out here, headed up by Mr. Mike Nelson, the band director out here at Waterford. My daughter, a 4-year member of the marching band at Clarinet. They've done some fantastic things with the fine art programs out here at Waterford.
Run by Fisher.
Fisher stopped for no gain, maybe a yard. That's about it.
Yeah, and
Kretsch again in on the stop. 7 tackles tonight for Nick Kretsch, and Fisher losing a helmet's going to have to come out for a play.
Yeah, another offensive set shown here by Waterford. Suddenly they're in the wishbone. Multiplicity of different formations. Once again, keeping Lake Geneva kind of off kilter of what they're going to do defensively.
Officially a gain of 1, second down 9, ball across the 41-yard line. He had it, lost it, ball loose. And I believe Malecki able to fall on top of it. Check that was Sam Allen, I believe, who was going to take the direct snap. Sam Allen, a 6'1 junior. Let's take one more look. Yeah, it was. Allen just took his eye off that ball, hit him up in that left shoulder, and lucky to come up with it.
Still a little damp out there. Once again, makes that ball difficult to handle.
If you weren't with us earlier, we had a shower move through here, 6 o'clock, right on through kickoff. Field is damp. Lucky now, again with time, steps up, delivers, coming near side. It's incomplete. Looking for Dylan Ross here in the near sideline, covered by Riley Gentili, junior safety.
Yeah, defensive end Nick Halpin, number 66, putting a lot of pressure that time. Malwicki was able to hit him just as he was releasing the ball. Caused a little bit of a misconnection there.
So 4th and 10. Malecki will stay in to punt. Quinn standing deep near his own 20. Low snap. Malecki able to find it. Gets off an end-over-end kick. Quinn's going to let it bounce. Hit him. Badger player, boy, are they lucky there. That ball took a wicked hop. Chase Craig. It hit him in the leg, and Craig immediately fell on it. Save that possession for Badger.
Yeah, they were very fortunate there. He was running back to try to get set to block. All of a sudden, bounces up, caroms off of him, but he falls on it.
So spotted at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Badger. They trail now by 10. Vogel will pitch it back. Zach Zane, just his 3rd carry tonight. And Zane, good defense by Waterford, able to string it out. Ben Chart going down the line that time, make the stop for Waterford.
And we've seen him play that defensive end and be able to quickly move to the outside, take away that pitch.
The most anticipated new show of the season is speeding on to CW18 from the makers of Arrow. Don't miss The Flash. That's Tuesdays at 7. That starts October 7th on CW18. 2nd and 11. Zervogel going to come back near side, completes the pass. Chase Craig with the catch. Nice open field tackle by Max Fisher. Stop him short of the first down.
See Fisher's explosiveness. You can understand why he's probably an outstanding wrestler. Once again, I think that speaks to that idea of being a multi-sport athlete, the way you're able to take the skills in one sport, have them transfer to another.
Yeah, it still strikes me, that comment at practice Monday, oh yeah, Max Fisher, yeah, he gets it, according to Adam Bakken. 3rd and short here, 3rd and 2. And again, the Wolverines stout up front. Able to deny the run that time by Zane. It was Luke Engel. Engel busy tonight. Engel with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery tonight for the Wolverine defense.
They got 3 guys right at that point of attack, driving back the Waterford, the Lake Geneva Badger runner.
Brings up 4th down, and see what Badger elects to do here. I believe they punt this one away again. Have to keep a spy on that punter. Isaac Zervogel, the quarterback, also does the kicking here. He'll kick this one away. It's off a nice one. Got it to turn over. It'll angle toward the near sideline and go out of bounds at the 32. 38-yard punt, no return. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line, and so Waterford will take over. Minute 54 to go here in the 3rd, up 10.
Yeah, the Lake Geneva Badger can't let time keep running off the clock. They've got to get back into this game. They need to make them punt on this, win that field position battle, get themselves down, get a quick score.
Let's head back downstairs to Kara.
Thanks, guys. I just want to take the time to thank another one of our great sponsors, Samson and Delilah Salon, located in Wauwatosa Village. If you want to get in touch with one of their independent stylists, just find them on Facebook at Samson and Delilah Salon. And if you mentioned that you heard about them in the TNL game, you can get 10% off your first service. And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you. Anthony Miller on the carry, picks up a couple for the Wolverines. Ball out across the 35, will spot it at the 36-yard line, make it a 2nd and 7. Student body out in full force tonight. School in session for the first time on Thursday Night Lights.
I know they're happy to be back.
Inside handoff.
Run by Miller.
And Miller, 5'11" sophomore, seeing some time on this varsity team here for Waterford.
3rd and 4.
And Nick Borchert with that tackle.
Again, still working out cramping issues here. One of those humid nights. The rain has stopped. Very light breeze out of the northwest here tonight. 3rd and 4 from the 39. Malecki with time. Completes far side. Breaking tackles. McCormick all the way out across midfield and out of bounds at the Badger 45-yard line. Nathan Gibson finally able to ride him out of bounds.
Now with Hunsaker out of there, Johnny McCormick becomes the favorite target for Malecki. They've hooked up now a number of times.
A little circle route and a little button hook that time by McCormick.
Tripped.
Durzon and Menard first down. Our first down sponsors all season long here on Thursday Night Lights. And that play going nowhere. Miller stopped in the backfield. Ruben Garcia, the senior, with some penetration there for a loss of 1.
Yeah, I realize that Lake Geneva's given up, 17 points, but in some ways Coach Hensler has to be pleased with the effort that he's getting, and I'm sure the defensive coordinator Ed Krein, they're making 2-3 good plays, but then they're giving them that one that kind of ruins what you've been doing.
That ends the 3rd quarter here in Waterford. The Wolverines leading the Badgers from Lake Geneva 17-7. Back with our 4th quarter after this, a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. 17-7, Waterford on top of Lake Geneva Badger. Southern Lakes Conference opener for both schools. Both teams predicted to be atop the conference standings, and Waterford so far with the advantage as Malecki will take the keep, pushing it forward down to the 40-yard line. Matt Cecil, the sophomore, on the stop.
Yeah, Malecki, 205-pounder, so it's not like you've got some lightweight running up in there. Just got a nice surge from his offensive line. Gets that good first down carry.
Quickly to Mike McGivern.
Hey, boys, as the fourth quarter was starting, Adam Bakken met with the offensive line and said, boys, finish your block, come off, finish your block, and put this in the end zone and finish this thing. Had a lot of spirit, Coach Bakken.
Nice little circle route once again by McCormick. Should have enough for a Derzana Menard first down. Nathan Gibson brought him down.
Yeah, they set that trips formation to that wide side of the field. Plenty of room to working those angles. Coach Bakken obviously pleased what he's seeing from Malecki and his receivers.
Again, credit that offensive line. As Mike pointed out, they have given Malecki all kinds of time to throw back there. It's time to hand off. Dylan Saber. Saber, a 5'9" senior. Looks like Joshua Kundert in there. Tackle for a loss. It'll be a loss of 1. Second down, 11.
I'd like to know how many yards running Malecki puts on going back and forth to check in with Dave Fisher as offensive coordinator in the course of a game.
Wants to throw. This time protection breaks down. Still leads his receiver. Trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch down there was McCormick. He was double, triple teamed, if you will, back there. Gentili and Quinn, along with that sideline, kind of acting as that third defender on McCormick.
Yeah, they really had him bracketed that time.
All season long, Mike and Kara will have the opportunity to talk with our sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, letting you know about the great things going on in the communities we visit, such as Waterford here tonight. Our sideline reports being brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And a big penalty here on Lake Geneva Badger results in a Waterford first down.
Inopportune penalty for Lake Geneva, who's got to force a stop here, heading towards that 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Well, I noticed the last couple of dropbacks by Malecki. They're sending a linebacker on a blitz, trying to at least get some pressure. Try and push that line forward. Miller with a good strong run, able to keep his feet rolling.
Yeah, you could see E.J. Mastercola, 250-pound sophomore, continuing to keep his feet driving, get that surge up the field.
Down to the 14-yard line of Badger. Sets up a 2nd and 4. Miller again working the left side. Drives it down inside the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. Very close to a first down, and picks up a Derzana Menard first down. Nick Halpin making the tackle. Again, just moving the pile, keeping the feet moving till the whistle blows. So first and goal, Waterford. It's again Fisher trying to work the right side, and the Badgers stack him up. I want to give a shout out to our fine folks just across the street over here, Rivermore Country Club. They provided all the food tonight for our crew, and they eat a lot, and we want to thank Rivermore and the fine folks over there for our food supply for the crew tonight. You had your helping or two.
I took a chicken sandwich. I decided to eat healthy tonight.
did the right thing. Fine folks over at Rivermore. Again, Miller struggles forward. Walked out of a Borchert tackle that time. Borchert actually brought him down by the shoelaces.
Yeah, once again,
took him out of his shoe, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Lake Geneva, they make 2-3 good plays. It's getting that consistency for all 4 downs that they're kind of coming up short on.
Oh, now with Waterford running the ball, your time is your enemy too. Clock's going to fall under 8 minutes here remaining in the ball game. Now officials are going to stop play here. It looks like we got an official timeout to fix Miller's flat tire here. That gives us a chance to remind you Charlie Sheen and the boys are moving to a new home. Don't miss 2.5 Men, weeknights 5 and 5:30 right here on Milwaukee's My 24. Terry Kelly, John Weiser, Craig, our spotter back here, and our entire crew on hand tonight in Waterford. 3rd and goal for the Wolverines. They'll put it up. Malecki coming back near side. Receiver fell down as he made his cut, coming out of his cut. That was McCormick. Once again on the coverage, Chase Craig.
Coach Bakken going to have to make a decision here. Does he want to get a field goal, get 3 more points, or does he have enough confidence in his defense? He's willing to go for it on 4th, and if they come up short, you're leaving Lake Geneva kind of the field to go to get a score.
Looks like they're gonna go for it here. They'll bring Fisher out, Dylan Ross back in. They'll load up this near side. Trips here to the right side. Lucky going to come back that way. A little bubble screen. Gets it off to Ross. Ross brought down. Penalty markers as he was tackled.
Yeah, either we're going to get a face mask or going to get a horse collar call. One of the two on that one.
Officials are going to talk about it. Mike Arndt is our referee tonight. A personal foul, I believe, and it's from the spot, half the distance.
Personal foul, face mask called against Badger. Half the distance to goal, still 4th down.
So it'll still be 4th down. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Yep, right there. Yep. Zach Zane, the guilty party there. Scraping the grill that time of Ross. I thought with the personal foul, wouldn't that have been an automatic first down? But they're going to call it 4th and goal here. From the 4. And fighting for yardage that time. Going to be stopped short. Miller stopped short of the goal line, so the Badger defense, Nick Halpin there on the stop, will get the football back, but forced to go 95 plus. Trying to get back into this game. A nice leg tackle that time.
Nick got under that block and made a shoestring tackle. Once again, saving a score, but unfortunately, once again, now with 7-11, how fast can Lake Geneva get down the field?
From their own 4. 1st and 10 Badgers. They'll pitch it. Coming around on the sweep near side. Able to step out of a couple tackles was Quinn, taking it out short of the 10-yard line. It's the play they scored on earlier. Dylan Ross able to make the tackle, going back to that first half, that little toss sweep.
A good effort by Quinn, driving through 4 of Waterford tacklers.
Zervagel wants to throw. Man open far side with the catch. Jordan Monroe, his first reception tonight. The junior split end, 5'9", 149. Monroe with the reception. Johnny McCormick with the stop.
Time's of the essence here for Lake Geneva.
Another Durzon and Menard first down as you get a good look at Matt Hensler, both the head coach and offensive coordinator for this Badger team. Inside, this fullback that time, Tristan Steiner with the carry. Frank Pfeiffer on the stop.
2nd and 1.
Badger in the hurry up here. Gain of 9 by Steiner. And he'll get the call. He'll pick up the first down, taking it out to the 35-yard line. Jack Ritzman called his name several times tonight. Ritzman on the stop.
Yeah, one of the reasons some coaches don't like the option offense, it's great if you can grind out the yards, but it's not a come-from-behind offense. And this is now, working against Lake Geneva.
Vogel through the arms of Quinn, incomplete. Ross was out there on the coverage for Waterford. That'll stop the clock, just under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. Sets up a 2nd and 10 from the 34 for Lake Geneva. Work out of the I formation. Fake the handoff. Zervogel to his right, wants to come back left with the screen. Has a convoy in front. This is Martinez out across midfield inside the 40 and brought down at the Waterford 32-yard line. Roll right, throw the screen left, and Martinez with a convoy takes it into Waterford territory. Fisher, the last man to bring him down.
Yeah, they were able to take advantage a little bit of that Waterford aggressiveness, come back to the other far side of the field, get a big gain.
Gain all the way down to the Waterford 32-yard line. And Martinez in motion. They'll fake the pitch, rolling Zervogel right. Now comes back over the middle, through the receiver's hand, incomplete. Looking for Nick Kretsch, the tight end. Johnny McCormick out there in coverage for Waterford.
2nd and 10.
Zervogel, nice motion as he went to that right side. Play was open. They just got to make the connection. The only good thing they had to come out of that, though, is it stopped the clock.
2nd and 10 from the Wolverine 32. 10-point ball game, but Badger driving here. Started from their own 4-yard line, and we got a false start penalty here on Lake Geneva Badger.
False start called against the Badgers. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So 2nd and 15 for Badger. Been an entertaining game here tonight. There's been big plays. There's been the turnovers. Waterford able to force 2 takeaways tonight. That was key.
Right, and the one fumble really hurt Lake Geneva Badger in that first half.
Martinez in motion. He'll get the pitch going right side, being chased by Fisher. Now gets some help. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Good job by the Wolverine defense. Fisher able to flush him out toward the sideline, and then the rest of the defense able to help out.
Yeah, defensively, if you can keep people running sideways, you're going to do well. You just can't give them those seams, which they can crack and move upfield.
Luke Jones in there now, one of the linebackers for Waterford. 3rd and 15. Ball at the Wolverine 37-yard line. This time they'll work out of the I. 3-step drop. They'll swing it out. Complete. Inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Monroe, his 2nd reception on the drive. Dylan Ross, along with Frank Pfeiffer out there for Waterford.
In some ways, this is going to be the ball game for Lake Geneva. If they don't get this first down and you turn the ball back to Waterford, you've really run that clock down.
4th down and 6. Ball at the 27-yard line. Zervogel walking up and down the line, now gets set. Martinez in motion. They'll fake the pitch. They'll hand it off to Quinn. Inside run. Down to about the 20-yard line. Very close to a first down. Max Fisher was there. The officials will eye it up here. Looks like they're going to stop. Bring the chains in for a measurement. We'll get one more look. draw that defense with the motion, trying to draw them away from the middle of the field. And Quinn very close to a first down. It's going to come down to the chains here for Badger.
Well, you had a good call last week on a measurement. What are you going with this week?
First down, Badger.
Once again, John Weiser is on top. Mid-season form early on.
First down for the Badgers as we head back to the sidelines, and Mike McGivern.
Hey, boys, listening to the Waterford coaching staff, they do not want to get beat long. They're backing their backs up a little bit. No hitch and goes. Keep everything in front of you.
Correct way to play at this point. We'll hand it off to Steiner, going up the middle. And take that one between the guards. Luke Engel. Engel with a great ball game tonight. Forced fumble, or fumble recovery. 6 tackles tonight. Badger in the hurry up. Zervogel will keep it as he faked the handoff to Steiner. Brought down by Ben Chart. Now Badger, I believe, will take another timeout here. That is their second charge timeout here in the half. They have one remaining, and that'll be our break right here. 4:07 to play. Badger, Lake Geneva Badger driving here, trailing by 10. An exciting conclusion coming up. We'll have it for you on a special Friday night edition of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Just over 4 minutes to go here in our fourth quarter. Waterford holding on to a 10-point lead. Conference opener for both schools tonight. Southern Lakes Conference football here on My 24, special Friday night edition. 3rd and 3 from the 15 for the Badgers. Steiner up the middle, first down and more inside the 10. A Durzon and Menard first down, first and goal Badger.
Yeah, there's that middle connection. Brother Trevor at center. Give that ball off to Tristan. They're going no huddle right now.
First and goal from the 6. Steiner again. Tries to take it up the middle. Stopped immediately. Ritzman, Jack Ritzman, 7th tackle tonight for the linebacker for the Wolverines. Senior, 5'7", 171-pounder. Busy night tonight for Ritzman. 2nd and goal. Now the play will be whistled dead.
Play. Dead ball.
A false start penalty on Badger. Brad Hensler just fuming over there, I'm sure. Making his way out onto that field to call that play, but
sometimes when you're trying to hurry up, kids get the wrong idea and they jump rather than just listen to their count. They've got to be able to be disciplined. Part of that growing process.
2nd and goal, this time from the 9. Quinn in motion, they fake the toss, roll left. Zervogel being flushed out of the pocket, inside the 10, pulled down from behind by the jersey, but keeping him in bounds. I believe it was Chart. Ben Chart brought him down by the jersey and kept him in bounds.
Yeah, Ben Chart and Ritzman both have been doing an outstanding job tonight. They were, really huge in the game against Case, a much improved Case team who's gone to a 2-0, and there they lost it.
Well, that was huge because it also kept him in bounds and kept the clock rolling here. 3rd and goal from the 6. Again, Quinn in motion. They'll fake to Steiner, toss over the middle, through the hands of the receiver, incomplete. Looking for Jordan Monroe. It was a Chris Saltzman, I believe, was back there on coverage.
Yeah, they had him open.
Check that, Tony Howard. Saltzman with the pass breakup there.
Yeah, but Lake Geneva with their tendency to want to run, everybody was collapsing on the run, and the tight end was able to slip there, but not able to quite make the connection.
Well, the Wolverine fans sensing it here. This could be the ball game. Badgers trailing by 10, facing a 4th and goal from the 6. Look to throw on a slant, incomplete. Looking out there on that far side, McCormick on the coverage. They were intending that for Chase Craig, and McCormick able to break that up.
That was interesting. It looked like one of the offensive linemen for Lake Geneva also got a little false start there. didn't make that call, but Waterford held.
So the Wolverines will take over on downs at their own 6-yard line, leading by 10. They will just pound it up the middle.
First by Jackson, wrapped up by Kretsch.
Sam Allen, his first carry tonight. So Allen in there now at a running back for Waterford. Lake Geneva Badger with 1 timeout remaining. Clock rolling, approaching 2 minutes to play here in the ball game. This game did not disappoint. We figured this is going to go toe-to-toe right down to the final possession. And they'll hand it off.
You know, once again, you look at how Lake Geneva is swarming to make that tackle. Coach Hensler obviously isn't going to like going to an 0-3, but I think he's seen his team take some steps forward tonight. You know, you're young. You know, sometime you're going to get that, that first win for the season. I'm sure he believes he can get this thing rolling. He's got confidence, and his guys have not quit. They've hung in there.
So Badger will take their final timeout here with 1:50 to play. Waterford facing a 3rd and 9. And once again, our Menards sideline report, we go to Mike McGivern.
Just checking in on you. You guys look comfortable up there, the recliners, all that. John Weiser, you're back feeling sore tonight. You're carrying Coach Kelly a little bit.
I've been very nice to you, Michael.
Yeah, you know what, Coach Basham, we might have to call him. I don't know, Coach Kelly, we might have to make a change here.
Well, he's writing all my material as it is.
Hey, boys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. 3rd and 9 for Waterford from their own 7. No running room here for Miller. Miller out across the 15, close to a first down, may have it. Kretsch and Quinn brought him down, and it will be another Derzan and Menard first down. This one's on its way to the win column for Waterford.
I think Coach Bakken, you got that lead now in the conference. You're 1-0. You've beaten one of the top teams in the conference, 2-1 overall. A little bit of momentum's been built.
Still some things to work on, as any coach will tell you. The penalties tonight at times hurt Waterford, but they were able to overcome those, and they got the takeaways tonight, 2 of them. The muff punt and Engels forced fumble recovery.
Yeah, probably about the only negative tonight was Trace Hunsaker's injury. We've been told it's possibly a dislocated knee, from which he obviously can return, but to the credit of Waterford, they've been able to adjust. They've got other men they've been throwing the ball to. So good night overall for Waterford.
Victory formation here. You get a look at Fisher and his coach, Adam Bakken. What a run he has had now. Bakken now going to pick up win number 30 in his 4th season already here at Waterford. Again, this series, last 4 years, 2 of those games, I should say, have been very close. Go back to last year, Badger winning 28-6, but 2011 and 2012, Waterford goes to Lake Geneva, wins 7-0 to clinch the conference title. And then in 2012, Waterford goes 6-3, picks up that win, and a tri-championship for the Southern Lakes.
Yeah, both coaches a tremendous amount of respect for their adversaries here. Respect what the programs have done.
So big win here at home tonight for Waterford as the clock will roll out. Teams will line up at the 50-yard line for the traditional handshake as you're going to look at Matt Hensler. As you said, Coach, got to have some things there he's going to look at on the film as the coaches shake hands. Got some things he can build on. So some things out there that just need a little more confidence and just to stick with it.
But when you have to replace 20 of 22 starters, that puts a tremendous burden. That lack of game experience, does rear its ugly head at times in a game, and that's what we saw a little bit tonight. They'd make some good plays on defense. They couldn't be consistent.
Balance and consistency, those are coaching words you hear throughout the football locker room.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ball, they haven't quite been able to get that inside game going so that the rest of the offense can work off of it.
Very impressed with Dylan Malicki tonight. Again, had that interception return for a touchdown that was the difference in the game last week against Racine Case. Came out here tonight with some confidence, threw some decent footballs here tonight to his prime receivers, McCormick and Hunsaker.
Right, and certain amount of, I think, confidence. If you're one of those good pitchers, you're ready to bring the heat. And not that he throws that impossible catch. He's not Brett Favre breaking fingers on people, but it's on the money. It's there quickly. He's got a nice feel for his receivers.
Final here tonight, 17-7, Waterford on top of Lake Geneva Badger. We'll take a break. Terry and I will be back along with Mike McGivern. And the rest of our crew will have our post-game report for you right after this on My 24. Dylan Malicki for our player of the game tonight. Quarterback for Waterford. 13 of 22. Yep, 8 green. Malicki. Big time.
Looking for the head cheerleader.
Conference opener tonight in the Southern Lakes goes to Waterford tonight, 17-7 on top of Lake Geneva Badger. Waterford now 2-1, Badger falling to 0-3, and the Wolverines finding a way here in the second half to pull away.
No, I mean, you could see as the game wore on, Waterford's offense, that they were able to move the ball on a rather consistent basis. They had the big defensive turnover for them in the first half, stymied Badger, and they built off of that.
So big win for Waterford to go 1-0 in the conference, and as I mentioned, 2-1 overall. And we head down to the stairs to the team, and Mike McGivern with a group of hungry Wolverines down there.
Hey, man, this is great. First of all, great atmosphere. So happy that they invited us out. Player of the game, man. Congratulations. You led this team well today.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Look at you.
Say,
hey, this offensive line did a nice job today. See, I'm going to throw you some softballs now.
Yeah.
That offensive line, you got to feed those boys a little bit.
Yeah, they're a little small, but, they work.
Yeah, attaboy. Staff Sergeant Matroka, how's that? Pretty close?
Good.
Player of the game here.
Outstanding. Hey, on behalf of the United States Army, I want to present you with the Player of the Game plaque. Congratulations.
Coach Bakken, I had you in studio on the coaches show a couple weeks ago, and you said, look, you know what, we're getting there. We're getting there defensively. I think we're really where we need to be offensively. We're starting to get there, and I thought tonight, man, awfully good balance from throwing and running, and your quarterback had a heck of a game.
Right. Well, that by far was our best offensive effort collectively, run and pass, because it was a real good mix. We've typically been by far run-first team here, but when he's on, and we got guys to throw the ball to, so we got to take advantage of that. The offensive line and running backs, I don't know if they had one or two. I don't know how many sacks I had, but it wasn't very many. So he had all day to throw, and when he's given time, he can. I mean, he's got an arm. He's bigger than some of our linemen, for God's sake. So,
it's strong
take
too.
Advantage when we get an opportunity, for sure.
Hey, let's talk defensively. I had a chance to meet Jack Ritzman and talk a little to him about your defense. He said, "Look, we're a tough defense for teams to run on, and I don't think teams are going to be able to throw on us." And he's right. You know what? You guys bottle up a pretty good Lake Geneva Badger offense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and they run their offense really well. With the triple option, with the fullback, quarterback, pitch man, and they're throwing a little bit more. So to be able to, at times we had a few breakdowns, but that's going to happen against a good team. But able to contain them, and not allow them, multiple drives, says a lot about our defense. We're athletic, we're fast, we're not very big. We play downhill. Linebackers are very aggressive. Secondary's doing a good job. With our defensive line, we play at the line of scrimmage, and we get some pressure from our defensive ends. We can present some problems for people. So very proud of the overall effort, offense and defense.
Coach, here was a timeout, and I came and listened to you, and you said, look, take care of your responsibilities. Right. Someone's got the fullback, someone's got the pitch man, someone's got the quarterback. Now, I'm saying it a little calmer than you did. I'm just telling you. But you said, look, take care of your responsibilities, and we'll be fine.
Right.
And I thought, from that timeout on, I thought defensively, the fullback was not doing much damage. Right. Somebody had the quarterback, somebody had the pitch. These guys listen, and again, you say it so softly and nicely that they certainly are going to listen.
I just got to make sure that they hear me, so that's why I talk the way I do. But, like I said, with the multiple threat offense, when we make them earn everything. That was part of the pregame stuff, where we want them to earn every yard that they get, and kind of try and grind them out, because we know they were a little young, a little inexperienced. And the more carries that they have to do, the more opportunities we have to make a good play for us. Right. And so just limiting their big plays was one big thing that we talked about all week and prior to the game in our defensive meeting. So did a pretty good job of that. I'm never always 100% satisfied. The kids know that, but we'll take a good hard-fought victory against a rival team in conference.
You bet, boys. Game ball to you guys. I got to tell you, again, thank you so much for having us down. I'm a big fan of Southern Lakes football, and this was awesome. Well done, boys.
Get your chant going. Here
Let's go, baby! I didn't make it.
Waterford, the 10-point win, will let the chant take us out to break. 17-7, Wolverines over Lake Geneva Badger. We'll have one more word back from Waterford after this on My 24. Hello, Wolverines bounce back from a loss last week at Case. They come home tonight, open up Southern Lakes Conference play with a 10-point victory over their arch rival, the Lake Geneva Badgers tonight, and jump to 1-0 in conference, 2-1 overall for the Badgers. They fall to 0-3, and collective effort, as Adam Bakken was saying, and really I was impressed with the offensive line tonight. They kept Malecki pretty clean back there. He had clean lanes to throw.
Yeah, I think there was only one time of somebody from Lake Geneva got to him as he was throwing the ball. That was the exception. The other thing that Coach Bakken pointed out, we did honor his quarterback, but he mentioned that defense, and you've got Luke Engel, Ben Chart, Jack Ritzman, Max Fisher, Justin Gress. They kept pressure on all night on Lake Geneva. A real team effort, a fun atmosphere there. The community really had a grand time here tonight.
We want to thank Mike Blair, the athletic director at Waterford, and the fine people here at Waterford High School for their hospitality here tonight. Next Thursday, we return to Thursday night lights here on My 24. We head up to the North Shore, a big ball game. Germantown taking on Cedarburg. That'll be the Germantown Warhawks and the Cedarburg Bulldogs. That's next Thursday at 7 o'clock right here on My 24. For our entire crew, for Mike McGivern, Kara, Terry Kelly, and our entire crew here on My 24, John Weiser saying have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Our final score here tonight, Waterford 17, Lake Geneva Badgers 7. Good night from Waterford.